in the conference. Please enter your. Thank you. Please announce yourself.
Okay, we in the house. All right, that's what's up. Check it out.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
All right, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay. Hope you're feeling hella good about yourself, man, because that is definitely always going to be a way to attract. And I got this from Abundance Power, right? This Abundance Power website, they were talking about like these different ways that you can attract the opposite sex. And when I was looking at it, I was like, yo, a lot of these apply to business too. You know what I mean? So what I wanted to do is run through them with you, and I wanted to see if y'all agree with me. So this morning we're talking about 9 ways to attract for either business or romance. This is going to be kind of interesting. Share this with an entrepreneur. Right now is Rep Yo City time. What kind of business do you have? We want to know. Tell us about it. Also, you know, businesses exist to solve problems. That should be one of the first things you write down in your notes, you dig? Because if you don't get that, then you're not going to get nothing. You ain't really going to understand the game unless you understand that businesses exist to solve problems. And so tell us not only what kind of business you have, but let us know how you help people. What's up, Ken? Yeah, bro, I'm glad you made it, man. My man Mark Arnold is in the house. Good morning, millionaires. Somebody checking in from the Facebook group. Y'all make sure y'all check us out, man. I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but you got some qualities about yourself that are pretty dope. I mean, if you out here and you like saying, dang, man, I need to attract somebody who loves on me, or I need to attract, more prospects, more customers that love what it is I do. I want to attract somebody that's going to cherish me, even though I got flaws, even though I'm not perfect. They're going to love me through thick and thin, like Oprah's weight. You know what I mean? True love, y'all, is not just about the passion. True love is where even when the externals are gone away, this person is choosing to rock with you despite your flaws. You're choosing to rock with an imperfect person. So my question to you is, what's the last time you thought about the qualities, the innate qualities that make you attractive, that make you adorable? You ever thought about that? Maybe you're too busy, maybe you're too scattered, maybe you're too distracted. Maybe you haven't thought about these qualities in a while, but I don't want you to trip. You got some qualities that people truly appreciate. You feel me, Nicole? You got some qualities people love about you, Vanessa. You hear me? And you probably don't even know it, Miss Wood, but somebody's probably out there drawing inspiration. Somebody's probably out there drawing strength just from your example. You hear me, Mandy? You hear me? Somebody's probably watching you and admiring you and learning from you that you don't even know. Yeah, Daryl. So, what is it that stimulates this inspiration, right? I mean, maybe it was your mother, maybe it was your father, maybe it was your sister, your brother, your grandparent. It could be somebody that has nothing to do with your family. It could be a romantic interest. But what is it that makes you attracted to different people in your life? Have you ever just sat and thought about that? You know, this is where we remember silence ain't empty. Silence is full of answers. Silence is full of answers. That's why sometimes you need to cut off the TV. You need to cut off the radio. You need to cut off the podcast and the playlist and just vibe out with yourself. You know what I mean? What makes you attracted? What makes you adore different people in your life that you love? You got me? Is this humor? Is it about the strength? Is it about their intelligence? Is it about their honesty? Is it about their energy? Is it about their resilience? Is this something else? You can probably think of at least one person in your life that you really rock with, that you adore. You know, love, devotion, respect, admiration. One of our strongest emotions is to adore somebody, right? What could you do to create feelings of adoration in your clients, in your customers, right? When we exhibit some of these qualities that we're about to cover, we incite adoration in other people. And just because you don't have these naturally don't mean you can't develop them. So here are 9 demonstrable qualities that can help you attract people, either if it's business or if it's pleasure. You know what I mean? If it's a client or if it's a significant other you're looking for. Here's the first one, y'all. Here's the first one, y'all. Be yourself. Be yourself. Now, in the romance world, what we're saying is nothing's more attractive than embracing yourself, right? And showing that to other people. You teach other people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. You got me? So, even if you succeed in attracting somebody using tactics and manipulation that don't really reflect who you really are, right? You can almost guarantee that they're going to eventually discover who you really are. When you allow your real self to shine through, people going to realize, they're going to respect, they're going to adore that. With business, be yourself has to do with the fact that you need to stop trying to be like everybody else in your marketplace and look at the things that make you uniquely you. Why is it you love being in this industry that you're in? Why is it that you prefer this certain type of client? What can you do to make it so that instead of you trying to appeal to everybody, because that pushes people away, what can you do to appeal to this perfect customer, which is what makes you magnetic? Do you know a big part of magnetism? Because y'all see that magnet right there, right? You know, a big part of magnetism is that every magnet you've ever played with has a side that attracts and a side that pushes away. The reason it's so important for you to discover yourself first is because it is perfectly okay. As a matter of fact, it is advisable that you be honest about who you're not looking for, the kind of customer you don't want, the kind of significant other you don't want. You got to be yourself. Here's the second one, y'all. You got to be honest. What about you makes you think that you're more attractive when you hold the pieces that are your core values away from everybody else? What about you do you not feel is attractive enough that you should be sharing it? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I ain't saying you're right. I'm just saying it's worth thinking about it. Being honest about your thoughts and feelings is attractive, y'all. Honesty, even when it's uncomfortable, it demonstrates that you are willing to be a unique individual. When you're honest, even when it's uncomfortable, it demonstrates confidence. On the other hand, if you're lying, if you're hiding things, it's seen as narcissistic, it's seen as manipulative, it's seen as selfish. And I don't care what it is you might adore about somebody, I guarantee you it ain't their selfishness, right? Unfiltered honesty about your perspectives. I was on a podcast the other day, and I told them, right? I was like, do you have any feelings that you're scared to share with other people? I asked them that. I asked the podcast audience, do you have any feelings that you're kind of like, I don't know if I should share this one? Because if you don't, chances are you don't think for yourself. Chances are you're probably just parroting and regurgitating a bunch of stuff you heard other people say, a bunch of perspectives that you were fed. You ain't got no opinions that you ain't clear you should share in every room you go in. Check this out, y'all. Are you honest with yourself? Dr. Seuss said it beautifully. He was like, be yourself, because those that mind don't matter, and those that matter don't mind. You got me? Here's the third one, y'all. Have a sense of humor. Have a sense of humor. Y'all hear me say it all the time. Creativity is next to godliness. Creativity is next to godliness. Matter of fact, that needs to be one of my quotes in this workbook that we putting together. Let me write that down real quick. Creativity is next to godliness. That's like one of my favorite quotes, y'all. Somebody type that in the comments. Creativity is next to godliness. Creativity is next to godliness. Y'all know what I mean by that? See, they did a study, y'all, not too long ago with a bunch of kids, and hold up just a second. Let me get y'all back in here. They just now did a study with a bunch of kids, man. And what they discovered, right, is that hold on just a second, everybody. Yeah. Creativity is next to godliness. Somebody give it to me. Appreciate that, Alan. Appreciate that, Alan. Because the third quality we talk about is having a sense of humor. It's a tremendous asset. Yeah, Vanessa. Creativity is next to godliness. Creativity is next to godliness. That's right, Precious. That's right. Creativity is next to godliness. Life is complicated. Life gets messy. That's why humor is so critical. Plus, a sense of humor is attractive. It causes attraction. Now, any women that are watching me right now, they will attest to this with you if you were to be honest with them. Humor was incredibly attractive in their friends. Humor is incredibly attractive in their romantic partners. And check this out, y'all. Humor is incredibly attractive to your clients. It's incredibly attractive to your speaking audience. They did a study at Stanford University. All the kids were ages 6 to 13. And they showed them a bunch of video clips. Some were funny, some weren't. And then they used this MRI stuff to measure brain activity, right? When they were watching the funny material, the girls showed way more positive feelings than the boys did. As a matter of fact, the girls felt more of a reward watching the funny videos than the guys. What am I saying? I'm saying, hey, make them laugh, fellas. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. Here's number 4. Be confident. Be confident. I feel like this one, I really don't have to go too deep into this. You know, confidence is crucial in attraction. You know, confidence is the whole idea of applied faith that Napoleon Hill talks about in The Master Key to Riches. You can a lot of times identify confident people because they radiate positivity. They radiate courage. They radiate self-respect. And if you radiate that same energy, you're going to attract that same energy. Your vibe attracts your tribe. A lot of times it's the confident people that are the change agents of society. It's the confident people that strongly believe in their ideas, that strongly believe in their ability to get people behind them. A lot of times it takes sheer self-confidence to make something happen in a world where it's all socially engineering you to feel insecure. How many of you know about Steve Jobs? I don't know how often you've, kind of looked at his story, but this dude was a world changer from our own time, right? He took a computer prototype that he put together in his garage, created a brand, created a band, right? Like in his garage. Nah, instead of creating a band in his garage, he created a brand in his garage, and then eventually a multi-billion-dollar empire. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, right? They dealt with so many obstacles, it'll make you go gray. You hear me? I'm talking about, just imagine being fired from your own company and then rehired a few years later after you make them buy the company you went off and started, which, by the way, was called Pixar. That's a story for another day. But my point is, I want you to imagine the sheer level of confidence that it takes to pull that off, the sheer level of self-confidence, the sheer level of self-belief. Millionaires, this guy was adopted, but he decided not to say he was abandoned. He decided to frame it as he was chosen. He felt like he was chosen by his adopted family because the universe itself was conspiring to put him exactly where he needed to be. Now, I'm not saying he got there immediately. I'm not saying he got there instantly, but he got there eventually. You can build your own confidence. That's why we say affirmations every morning. Here's number 5, y'all. Here's number 5. And I hope I was clear on how that helps with romance and business, how that helps with business or romance. Here's number 5. Practice selflessness. Practice selflessness. When you hear me talk about the 5 laws that make somebody be able to turn service into abundance, right? Sometimes you hear me talk about the 5 laws that turn service into abundance, okay? And one of them is value, right? We talk about value, the difference between what you pay and what you receive. Check it out, y'all. Once you become valuable, you become powerful. Somebody chop that up in the comments. Become valuable, and you become powerful. How do you become valuable? Putting others before yourself. Now, this ain't for the faint of heart. This ain't for the weak. This is for the warrior. You get me? It is the selfless individuals. It is those that are confident enough to be selfless that have changed our world in such incredible ways. These agents of change have shouldered the heaviest burden that mankind can experience because they're sacrificing themselves. Your whole purpose on this planet is to create, it's to connect, and it's to contribute. It's to create, it's to connect, and it's to contribute. It's to create, connect, contribute. Create, connect, contribute. You got me? Here's the whole vibe. When you are willing to sacrifice yourself for the greater good, you're going to continue to earn respect. You're going to continue to earn adoration. You're going to continue to watch your influence grow. I don't care if you're talking about the guy they call Jesus. I don't care if you're talking about Buddha. I don't care if you're talking about Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela. Our most outstanding leaders are usually the same people you would call the most selfless. Now I'm turning to you. Is selflessness one of your qualities for real? Are you a selfless person? Here's number 6. Be open-minded. Be open-minded. That's right, Vanessa. That's right, Jasmine. Be open-minded. Be open-minded. Let's go. What do we mean by open-minded? As we as humans continue to evolve, society continues to evolve at the same time. We're witnessing the challenge of conventional thinking. I'm talking about everything from marijuana use to gay marriages, right? Armed conflicts all over the world, global warming. All these different viewpoints are now all of a sudden conversations when before it was just understood that a certain way was the way it was, right? I mean, it was taboo to even talk about some of this stuff. Now all of a sudden it's conversation pieces. What's my point? You've heard me say this before if you're millionaire minded. Check it out, y'all. A lot of times mental strength shows up looking like tolerance. Mental strength is attractive. Being open-minded is attractive. You should be clear about the fact that if you're talking about being strong, if you're talking about being attractive, being open-minded is going to be a part of that. I don't care if you're talking about biz or romance. In business, you have to be open-minded because new ideas are going to come along that shake you to your core. One of the most expensive sentences in all of entrepreneurship is, we've always done it like this. Maybe it's time to do it a different way. When it comes to romance, being open-minded is an essential quality because the ability to change conventional thinking, the ability to expand your consciousness, the ability to be open enough to pursue knowledge, that's invaluable. That's how you're going to have something new to bring to the relationship instead of you boring the other person to tears because the only thing you know is what just happened on some new reality show. Millionaires, if you're trying to demonstrate intelligence, if you're trying to demonstrate fluidity of thought, which are two things that are always attractive and admirable in other people, what you're talking about is being open-minded. Be open-minded. I hope I'm making sense to somebody. Here's number 7. Be helpful. Let me ask you, have you ever met a selfish person? You ever met a selfish person? What was your impression? You know, I'm probably in the wrong place to say it, man, but I think one of the reasons that BBLs, I'm not judging nobody, I'm totally open and stuff like that, but BBLs are an interesting thing. Like me and some of the guys I was talking to about it, we're talking about how it's almost like a BBLs go straight to the patient's brain. It's weird. It's weird. Here's what I know for sure. We're living in a narcissistic society. We're living in a society. You know, when I was a little kid, people like Michael Jackson, they couldn't even go to the mall because they would get mobbed. You get what I mean? But we're in a new society. Michael Jackson would come up on stage and he would just stand there and people would literally just scream until they fainted. Why? Because there was no social media. But now we'd be like, you know, this person got an Instagram, so do I. They got followers, so do I. Right? I don't know. It's like we're just so self-absorbed as a society then now we can't even be fans. You get what I mean? But my question stands. Have you ever met a selfish person? What was your impression? What was your impression of that selfish person? Similar to a lot of people, you probably didn't have that good an opinion of them. Millionaires, the willingness to help other people is something our world just needs a lot more of. Humankind could solve a lot of its own problems if we were just a little bit less selfish, if we were just a little bit more selfless. I don't care if you're talking about poverty. I don't care if you're talking about hunger. I don't care if you're talking about strife all around the world, all these wars and skirmishes. We could change the world if more people would make a determined effort to be more helpful. Be helpful. That's exactly right. Playlist 36, playlist 436. Be helpful. If you've achieved some success, millionaires, self-sacrifice, Jasmine. That's exactly right. If you've achieved some success, if you're financially capable, right? Consider donating to a worthy cause. I know you're going to say, oh, Hazik, I pay my tithes, I pay my offerings. And yeah, that's dope, right? But what I'm saying is donate to a worthy cause or donate your time, which is even more valuable. There's so many volunteer organizations in your city, right? There's so many volunteer organizations in your community. And something powerful happens when you volunteer. You start to become more influential because not only are you, some of y'all are like, how can I find more customers for my business, right? How can I find more clients that really rock with me, right? We say this all the time. Check it out. Do you know just volunteering for different organizations makes it so that not only do you have a built-in base of people that volunteering with you, so now they respect you, right? They look at you as honorable. They look at you as having integrity. They see you as one of them. But also you gain more respect. You gain more impact. You gain more influence with the surrounding community that ain't volunteering. Always remember, you've got organizations all over your city looking for volunteers. You want to make more friends? You need a friend, be a friend. Help somebody. You might even meet and attract somebody to you who has a similar mindset to your own. I hope I'm making sense to somebody out there. Here's number 8, y'all. Practice humility. Practice humility. What a wonderful breath of fresh air to be around somebody who's confident, who's successful, who's intelligent, and yet they have a meekness of spirit, right? I don't know what it is about this country. Maybe it's that self-absorption thing I was just talking about earlier, but we idolize people who are boastful. We idolize the reckless, right? If they've achieved any success, we love how boisterous and bombastic they are. It's like we forgot all about actions speak louder than words. We forgot all about don't compare your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. We start comparing ourselves and then we get insecure and now our humility goes out the window because now we're being ego driven versus self-esteem centered. Huh? Humility is becoming increasingly rare, y'all. And I don't mean humble in the sense of being a slave, right? I'm talking about a meekness of spirit. There's always going to be the crowd that idolizes the brash and the domineering and those guys and girls who just seem like jerks, right? But as you begin to gain wisdom, what you notice is that your true admiration, your true respect tends to lean towards the ones who are quietly unpretentious. They're successful and you didn't even know how successful they were. This is how you make the world a better place. Last one I got for you, y'all. I hope this was helpful to somebody out there. Scale of 1 to 10, how did this feel to you? Did you get something out of this? Did you pick up some qualities that maybe you need to work on? Because number 9 is be resourceful. Most times we don't lack resources. We lack resourcefulness. This takes it back to creativity is next to godliness. What is resourcefulness? The ability to deal skillfully with any new situation, any difficult situation. It's the ability to find solutions to the problems. This is an insanely cool quality to have, right? It's our experiences that have given us this wide range of knowledge where we can help ourselves and help other people. It's not enough to possess knowledge for your own benefit. Use your resources to help other people in some way. Remember, not everybody's receiving the same gifts and talents and skills and blessings. So you never know which of your innate qualities, which of the things that come supernatural to you can make the big difference in somebody else's life. Again, I'm going to go back to volunteering. Maybe it's Big Brother, maybe it's a Big Sister program, maybe you're volunteering in a classroom, right? Maybe you're helping a child read, maybe you're volunteering in a hospital, maybe it's something else. But I dare you get out here and be resourceful with the way you apply these things. Y'all with me? Scale of 1 to 10, how did this feel to you? It's affirmation time. Hey, man, if you want to learn this stuff much quicker, I got 4 things for you, and it spells out FAST. The first one is join a Facebook group. It's called Entrepreneurishment. The second one is the A, get an accountability partner. That's a big deal. The third one is the S, so subscribe. Turn on your notifications. It's probably up there in the corner somewhere. And then the T is teach somebody else something you learned. And of course, you can start with the comments. Leave a comment that will kind of give your big takeaway. So the T could be teach, it could be takeaway, but you repeating it helps you to learn it. Hope that was helpful, y'all. Love y'all. We about to go do our affirmations right now. Call in right now. Every single morning, all we trying to do is make you a little bit smarter. All we trying to do is bulletproof your philosophy a little bit more. All we trying to do is help you make more money in your business, because your business is worth more than you think, because you are worth more than you think. Repeat after me, millionaires. Say it like you mean it.